Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is a good morning, guys. I'm feeling good today. I got some sleep. You know, I get up at Jesus hours, guys. So I went to bed early. And I really got some good sleep. I woke up maybe at about 5 o'clock this morning. And the sun is shining. It's a wonderful day today. It's like 70 something degrees in Chicago. So it's not like really hot, not like really cold. It's perfect. So this is Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. This is Knowledge by Nikki at 9. That's my new segment. That's what it's called. Knowledge by Nikki at 9. What's up? Stretch and inspire. Hey, I see my coaching babies out there. How y'all doing? All right, y'all. I did some homework on this one today, y'all. I did some homework. I had to dig deep. I had to go back and read some stuff that I haven't read in a while. And you see what I'm talking about? What type of owner are you? Let me tell you, this is Entrepreneur Week. So what type of entrepreneur are you? This is what this is. I decided to do this segment because I really feel that a lot of the salon owners that I consult, a lot of the salon owners that I coach, some I just talk to in passing at shows or wherever, they're operating with one mindset, but their business is operating with a whole nother structure. And it's a constant disconnect. It's a disconnect. They really don't know how to move forward in what it is that they're doing. So I'm going to start off by giving you a quote from one of my absolute favorite authors, who is John Maxwell. And he has in several of his books, he uses this quote. He said, "You cannot achieve what you have not defined." And I believe that. I believe that a lot of what we're not able to do is because we really aren't sure what our vision is. We really aren't sure what we're trying to do. So we're scrambling. We're trying to figure out, even down to staffing, which is one of the number one issues that salons, I don't care where you are, don't think it's just happening in your city, is everywhere. Because people think, oh, I can't find people here in Texas. So no, it's everywhere. But a lot of why you cannot find what you need is because you have not truly defined what you are, what your vision is, what type of leader you are. You really don't know what you're looking for. It's almost like dating. We can date and date and date and date and date, but until you really know what you're looking for, what your non-negotiables are, what your position is, where you're trying to go in life, until you do that, it's very difficult to line yourself up with people that are on that same path, because you don't even know what that looks like. So let me define a few things. Now, this is going to get a little technical. I had to do a little homework on this one, y'all. I really did. But I think it's going to help you. And I make sure I take it from kind of a corporate mindset into what we know as a salon. So let's talk about what type of entrepreneur are you, because everything that I'm saying is going to jurisdict your structure. It's going to jurisdict how you set up your business, how you position people that work for you, with you, independent, hourly, commission. It doesn't matter. All of that has to be jurisdicted based off of what it is that you want. So let me talk about that. First of all, there are 4 different types of entrepreneurs. Now this is you can buy books on this, you can go online and watch this. I didn't create this, right? I just learned more about it. The first one is what we call the small business entrepreneur. That's what that is. That's the small business entrepreneur. That's you see, I got your salon here. I got that there. That's what we call your salon. That is what a lot of us are doing, but we're expecting big salon dividends, or we're expecting things that don't come with this mindset and structure. I'm going to go through them all in a minute. That would be like your salon. And you see, this is really just paying the bills and all that. We're going to go back. Then we talk about scalable startups. That would be like Apple. Okay, and I'm going to break down what that means in a minute. Then we talk about large company entrepreneurs, what would be like Amazon. Amazon and Apple did not work off of the same logistics, or their plan or their agendas were not the same, even though they're both gazillionaires, okay? Social entrepreneur would be like Microsoft. So we know what all these companies are. You know your salon, obviously. We know who Apple is. We know who Amazon is. We know who Microsoft is. They started off, I've done research and I've read books on Jeff Bezos and And this is Bill Gates and Paul Allen, and this we know is Steve Jobs, and I forgot the other people because it wasn't just Steve Jobs. I've read books on just about all of them and tried to understand what their mindset was and what it is that they did. But this is what we got to realize and now let me say this: you can evolve from one to the other. A lot of us have. We've evolved from one to the other, but when you're starting and when you're until you get it right, you got to figure out, where am I at now so that I know where I can be later. So let's start off up here. I'm going to read you all something. This is I forgot where this is from. Okay. This is from 4 Types of Entrepreneur by Ben Kasnacha. Okay. Not all entrepreneurship is the same. Let me read this. Small business entrepreneurship. I want you to understand this. Small businesses are grocery stores, hairdressers, consultants, travel agents, internet commerce, storefronts, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, etc. We know what that is, right? They are anyone who runs his or her own business. You see, when you want to be a small business owner, your goal is you really just don't want to work for nobody. That's the first thing. I want to work for myself. I want to create my own momentum, etc., etc. So this is the thing. They hire local employees or family. That's very common here, where you hire your cousin, your sister, your mama, people you've been cool with since high school and grammar school. And that's what kind of happens with the small business entrepreneur mindset, because these are mindsets, okay? They hire local employees and family, and most are barely profitable. Is that you? Most are barely profitable, okay? The definition of success to them is to feed their family and maybe make a couple dollars. It says profit. That's it. And y'all good with that. That's what a small business mindset is. You are not trying to take over an industry or build $1 million business, as you cannot provide the scale. And I'm going to define what scaling is, to attract venture capitalists or investors, or even get a small business loan. Your business is not set up for expansion, which is what we talked about yesterday. Your business cannot expand because your bookkeeping system, everything that you do is not set up to attract people that can assist you in this endeavor. I am so sorry. That is my daughter calling me, and she knows I'm on Facebook Live. So this is something that you have to be aware of when you're starting with a small business concept. You are starting with the mindset that all I need to do is pay the bills, all I need to do is make sure the family eats, and that's good enough. So if that is you, recognize that the only way you go from here to one of these is you got to change stuff. I'm getting ready to do a whole series called Knowing Your Numbers. It will be a webinar available. It is 3 hours long, and it is going to be the business. It is what takes you from here. You got to know where your money is. You got to know what's left when the smoke clears. And most of us, we going from client to client to client. I hear people saying all the time about, let me teach you about this 6-figure class and 7-figure class and millionaire mindset. Let me tell you something. It is not hard to make money. The thing is how do you keep it? Making money is not hard. A lot of us have had money come through our hands, but until you learn how to keep it and how to leverage it, you never come from here to any of these. It's impossible. You have to learn how to leverage it, meaning you have to learn how to take that same thing. I've talked to 3 people yesterday about this. Leveraging, the easiest way for a small business entrepreneur mindset salon professional to leverage what they do is through retail. Retail is the easiest way to leverage what you do. You already got the clients. You already got people in there. Just sell them some stuff. You sell them some stuff. You pay a couple dollars for that stuff. You triple, double what it costs. And I'm going to have that in the Knowing Your Numbers thing too, how to mark up for retail. We do that. That is the first way that you now can start showing financials and bank statements, and I don't care if it's your Cash App statement or your PayPal statement. You can start showing stuff that has some real money in it, okay? Because that's the only way you're going to grow from a small business mindset. And a lot of you all have this mindset. You're just paying the bill barely, and if you're even profiting, but you don't aren't willing to take the next step to learn about how to evolve if you're not satisfied in the next tier of an entrepreneur. So this is like the family salon. This is the mom and pop salon, or the salon that's maybe got 5 or 6 people in it. That's it. They're good with that. Now, some of you all are content there. That's fine. Then don't complain. Be content, okay? So that's how the small business. So I read all of that to you, and that's what that means. You're not going to get no money from nobody. You're going to have a difficult time with even getting loans from the bank. When you need to grow, the best you probably can get is if you take credit cards. You'll be able to get a merchant processing loan, because you can't grow without money, period. You cannot grow your business without money. You got to have a structure, and you got to have some money from somewhere to take your business from here to there. It is impossible. So if you don't produce it, you're going to have to get someone to, you're going to have to do a Shark Tank move or a profit move. You're going to have to do something in order to take your business to the next level if this is you and you're not happy there. Okay? But this is a mindset, small business entrepreneur. Now let's go to the next one. This is called scalable startup. Scalable businesses are businesses that are designed from the beginning to grow. That is the business that if let's take, I'm trying to think of a corporate salon, or not a corporate salon, but let's say I'm trying to think of a franchise salon. My mind is slipping me right now. But let's take a salon or somebody that has multiples. There are people that go into their scalable startup businesses with the mindset of reproducing themselves over and over and over again. This is a franchise mindset. That's what this is. Now, franchise means that they come up with this solid model. The model that they're working for them is solid. They hire, I'm going to actually read it. Let me read it to you, because I can tell you, but I'm going to read it. Unlike small businesses, social startups are what Silicon Valley entrepreneurs and their venture investors do. The entrepreneurs start a company knowing that one day the vision could change the world. They know that, right? They attract investors from equally crazy. They attract investments from equally crazy investors because their model is so strong. You got to have a strong idea, concept. And you got to have it ironed out. I mean, all your T's crossed, all your I's dotted in order to do this. They hire the best and the brightest. This means that even though your mama will work for cheap, your mother is not qualified for this job. So you won't hire your mother because she ain't going to get it done. You look for people that can get the job done. Unlike up here, you choose people that are accessible to you. Here, you find the best and the brightest that can get the job done, because your goal is to set up this model and to scale it, to grow it, to expand it. That's your model in the door. Okay, let me finish. Their job is to search for repeatable and scalable model. This means you got to tweak this thing. This thing got to be the same over and over and over. And half of us can't do that in the salon because we don't even practice that type of excellence. We don't practice doing the same thing over and over and being able to repeat ourselves all the way down to our overall attitude. That is a platform of excellence. When you create a model that can be repeated, it doesn't matter what it's feeling. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday or this morning. It is the same over and over. That's where excellence comes in. That's what Apple did. Apple didn't have a whole bunch of stuff, but they mastered that phone. They mastered what it did. They mastered the model of how it was going to change the world. They mastered that. And therefore, they were able to scale it and to attract people that wanted a piece of it. And that's why they're gazillionaires today. Let me say this is the end. When they find it, their focus on scale requires even more venture capitalists, people with money, to invest into it, to fuel their rapid expansion. These are inventors. These are people that come up with something so solid and change the world, and they got everybody wanting to jump on their bandwagon, okay? I've seen some inventions in our industry. I've seen some things that They are definitely scalable, but the thing about scalable businesses is that your paperwork, all the things that you don't see, what I call your internal structure, it's got to be solid. You can't just wake up, go get some chairs, and lease a spot, and that's it. You got to be in the back end doing some paperwork, making sure your legal structure is sound. All that stuff has to be right. This would be like sweets. You want to know why sweets are so popular? Because Solar came up with a working model. Phoenix came up with a working model. This working model was so solid that everybody wanted to have a piece of it. When sweets started expanding, it was when the real estate market crashed. And you got all these developers that they have the financials and they have the credit, but they don't know nothing about the business. But they do know that this is a business that they learned a little bit about. They had the money. They could buy a building quicker than the average person. They can get a credit line quicker than the average person. So a lot of these suites are owned by people who don't do hair. Because what happened was the model for the suites, and I'm going to write that down. That would be, in terms of Apple, that would be like Solar salons. That would be like the Phoenix. I think the Phoenix doesn't have an O in it. The Phoenix, that would be, what's some of the other ones? Salon lofts. You have all these salon suites that have followed this scalable. That means that joker was solid. So they're able to get money. They're able to get people that aren't even in the industry to want a piece of it, to invest in it, because they created a solid model that people could follow. They buy into the franchise. I think with Solar, you got to have $750,000, $250 liquid. That's what it used to be. $250,000 liquid. And then I think you have to have, another $500 in investments or somewhere. It's however it went. You got to have some money, basically. But this is why it attracted that. They went into this with a scalable mindset. I'm going to create something solid that can grow. That's sweets. That's what sweets did. Okay? That's why it's a hard force to fight. So for those of you all salon owners that are operating here, this is going to be your biggest nemesis, is the salon suites, because they can offer a systematic approach to people that you can't. So even if they start here, a lot of people are evolving or wanting to go here just because it's a solid, infallible, repeatable system that they can work into, which means that now I don't have to think as much because somebody already did the work for me. You got it? So this is why they're becoming a force to reckon with. So be careful, you salon owners out there. Then we talk about large company entrepreneurs. This is like Amazon. Let me read what that means. Large companies have finite cycles. They constantly shifting, changing. Most grow through sustainable, innovative, offering new products that are variants around core products, changes its taste, new technologies, legislation, new competitors, etc. Can create pressure for more disruptive innovation. We know Amazon and put some pressure on some folks, aren't they? Or haven't they? Require large companies to create entirely new products sold to new customers. Amazon and made people have to step up their game. And Amazon started off with books. We know it's way past books. Jeff Bezos worked for Wall Street. He quit his job at 30 years old and he said, I'm going to do this thing and I don't know where it's going to become. But he had the mindset to constantly reinvent himself. I was telling you all yesterday, if this is you and you have that large company mentality, that's where you take your salon and you literally have multiple facets going on in the salon. 24/7. You see I got here? This is the full service salon. This the person, they got this going on in this corner, that going on in that corner. They're not just bound to one way of doing things because they have a large company mindset. They're continually adding new products, relevant things, and non-relevant things, really, because we know Jeff Bezos, they selling furniture and mattresses. You can buy a car off of Amazon. You can buy food off of Amazon. That's way past books. So his mindset was always, let me develop a large company. He had a large company mindset because that is not just strictly about the one thing that maybe I do. Obviously, if you're a hairstylist, the one thing you do is you do hair. So you think everything is about hair. No, no, no. If you have a large company mindset, you'll constantly have multiple things. That's, again, like the full service salon. They got massage over here, and they have nails over here, and they may have some, they may be selling food in there. They may have a restaurant inside. I mean, I've seen salons do all kind of stuff. This is a large entrepreneur mindset. This requires serious organization, and it's going to require more people, and you're probably going to merge and have a lot of what we call partnerships. Even if they're not full-fledged partnerships, this requires a lot of percentage partners, or you're going to employ a lot of people to run all these different facets that you have in your business, because you're juggling a lot of balls. This will be like some of my stylists that want to be a trichologist, and they want to do this, and they want to do that, and they want to do that. That's fine. But if this is you and you have this large company mindset, you can't do everything. You're going to have to embrace the idea of having multiple people that handle different aspects of what you do, so they can all do what they do excellently, that brings everything to the business, or actually is the completes the pie, so to speak. So this is what this mindset is. It is a full service salon mindset. This is the person I told you yesterday that when the salon is actually closed for regular business, they're renting their salon out to photographers. They're renting their salon out to maybe somebody's coming in doing a wedding party. They need somewhere to do all these models or do all these people in the wedding party. That's that mindset. That is a large company mindset. Did I read all of that for you? Yes, I did. And again, when you start doing this, what did I say in the end? Ironically, large company size and culture make disruptive innovation extremely difficult to execute. That means if you can't do this, because when Jeff Bezos, he wasn't just thinking about no phone. He's thinking about a bunch of stuff. This ain't about an innovator, because an innovator, they like whatever with that. I ain't gonna reinvent the wheel. I'm gonna take some books and some stuff that you don't want and some stuff that you don't want, and I'm gonna build a business with a whole bunch of stuff that already exists. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. That is not what this person is trying to do, because he didn't have to. He took the stuff that you want to sell and I want to sell, and used books and this and that and the other, and he made a gazillion-dollar business with it. Apple was an innovator. That's very different. That's a different mindset, okay? Then we get to social entrepreneurs, okay? This is me. Social entrepreneurs, which was Microsoft. Microsoft, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, they started the mindset, we want everyone to have a computer on their home, at home, on their desk at home. A computer in every home. They knew the power of information. They knew the power of the average person, because back then, IBM had all the computers. The computers were just in offices or places where people worked. We did not have computers at the touch of our fingertips. For those that have lived long enough to remember this, this was about changing the way people think. When you change the way people think, you subsequently change their behavior. People behave different when they think different. That's just what it is. So if you want to change the world, you got to change the way people think. It is the only way people change what they do. Microsoft knew putting a computer on the desk of every single person that could afford a computer, and they weren't even that expensive back then, that could afford a computer, would change the way people thought, how they approached information, how they connected with people that they had to call on a regular phone. It wasn't no texting, wasn't no direct messaging, wasn't none of that. They knew that this was something, it was about a social cause to them. It was changing something socially, and we all know what Microsoft has done for the world. We all know. Okay, this wasn't about one particular invention. This was, now we know they invented some stuff, and Word and PowerPoint and all this other stuff, Excel and all that other stuff, but that wasn't their intention was social in the beginning. You see what I got here? This would be like the specific corporate salons that are out there, like Sports Cut. Sports Cuts is actually focusing on the men that kind of want a place to come and unwind. They want a place to get a haircut. This would even be out cigar lounges. You know, you have all of these different types of businesses now that are focusing on the social aspect of people, whether it be networking, coming somewhere to unwind, coming somewhere to talk to people, release, whatever it is. But in our industry, this would be businesses like Sports Cut. Then here in Chicago, we have a chain of salons called Kitty Cuts. They're salons that are set up. They're franchises generally. They have multiples of them. They're set up to give a particular group a social release of some sort. That is what they're designed for. And then they obviously cut hair and color hair and do whatever else that they do. But these are the differences in what type of entrepreneur is out there. I didn't create this. I just learned more about it. And what I'm finding in my industry with my salon professionals, with my barbershop owners, with my school owners, because I talk to all of them, is that we don't really know what we are. We don't know, and this directly connects, guys, to our vision. What is your vision? And it doesn't mean your vision doesn't expand and change. It doesn't mean that. But it means that in every cycle, I was explaining to you all yesterday, I push pause every now and again so I can say, okay, about every 3 months I say, okay, is what I'm doing in line with at least what my vision is right now? Is it really working for that? Or is it not working? You gotta push pause sometimes. You gotta look at what are you doing? Where's your money going? Where's your time going? Where's your efforts going? Where's your energy going? I talked about that last week with efficiency, which is what that means, is that we are doing better in areas of time, in areas of spending money. We become more efficient. When you start doing that and you know what your vision is, now we can set these businesses up on a smaller level. Like here, when Jeff Bezos did this, he was selling books out of his garage. That's what he was doing. You can start there, but that doesn't mean that's where your vision ends. But your business has to take into account, it's like creating a business plan. You don't only do a business plan to get people's money. You do a business plan, even if it's a small one, so you can see what your vision looks like. It's literally giving you a snapshot, put it on a board like this size, give you a snapshot of, okay, I want to go from here to here. How do I connect the dots? How do I make this happen? How many people I need to help me do this? Or do I not need people? Or how many digital websites or digital things do I need to subscribe to? Or whatever it is, what do I need in order for this to flow? What do I need? That's all he did. He added this, then he added that, then he added this. I mean, I should have put Facebook down here. I don't know why. I'm on Facebook. I don't know why I didn't think about Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg. Facebook is another perfect example. He changed the world and how we're able to connect with people. You got people finding relatives they have lost, haven't seen for 20 years. This Facebook, really, I don't know why I didn't think of that first. Facebook has changed the world. It changed the way people think. It changed the way we do everything. And it changed our behavior. It changed the way we think, so it subsequently changed our behavior. So where are you in this? Where are you? Who are you? I want you all, this is my number. You all call me all the time. It's 800-580-8074. This is text. Text me if you are struggling with figuring this out, and therefore you're running your business with this. You got one mindset, but your business is structured like something else, and it's disconnected, and you can't figure out what to do. Text me. Say, I need help. Say, I need help. Can you help me? Can you figure out something for me? Can you? Because I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe one day you will be Apple. Maybe one day you will be Amazon. They didn't think they were either. And these people were not young when they started these. I mean, they weren't old. No, they weren't young is what I'm trying to say. He was 30. I forgot how Bill Gates wasn't far from that. And, well, Mark Zuckerberg was young. We know he's still young, okay? But these people were not young. Jeff Bezos, he was 30. I want to say Apple, he was maybe about 30 years old too. I think he was somewhere in there. And then all the other investors also were in that age. So these were not babies when they started this. They gave up something to follow their dreams. But this, if you want to, even if you don't get to these levels, we can still grow. We can still do better. We can still make sure that the system that we work on, what it is that we do in our businesses, the people that we hire, line up with our vision. But you got to first know who you are. What are you trying to do? The biggest problem I face when trying to help people, and I won't even call it a problem, it's a challenge. Let me say that. It's a challenge. Is picking their brain enough to know what it is that they're trying to accomplish first. We got to kind of work backwards. What's the end game? What's the end game? And then now let's plug in where you are now and get you to where you're trying to be. And then we can set up a whole nother goal from there. That's fine. You set up goals as you go along to pull you in that direction. But you have to know where you are. Are you that family salon? And I get a lot of calls from these people. They're small business thinkers, and that's fine. I have no problem with where you're content or comfortable. I have no problem with that. But the problem is you're not comfortable with it. When you call me, you're not comfortable with where you've structured your business to be. It cannot go past this unless you do some things differently. It can't. And I'm saying this especially to my salon owners that have been owning for like 10, 15, 20 years. You guys have got to be more flexible. Look, I see my friend on here, Tamika James, and I'm gonna put her on blast. Tamika told me for years to do social media. And I didn't care what she said. I ain't doing it. I don't care what you say. I told her that 15 times. I ain't doing it. And leave me alone, basically, about it. And then something happened in my life, which I'll talk to you all about that on another Facebook Live, that changed the way I see how to connect with people. And it wasn't just about the thing. It was about me realizing that I did this already. Now I'm here. Scalable, that actually my business is scalable now. And it wasn't even intentional. But I've built a brand that now I have people that come to me and want to invest in the furthering of my brand. And that wasn't even intentional. But this is me. I went from here. How do I go from here to here? I realized the only way to change how people think is to put myself in a platform where I can explain, I can elaborate, I can share, I can do all of these things with people. And I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. I have lived it. I have been through it. I have messed up and fixed it. I have done all these things to finally get it right. I know what my vision is. I know what my purpose is. So now I'm operating here 100%. And I could not do this without accepting the change and being flexible with saying, you know what? I don't care how many shows, classes, conferences, symposiums, whatever you want to call them, I go to. The only way for me to reach people in a larger format is to do it digitally. And it has changed my life. And I get calls from you all, direct messaging, smart line, whatever accessibility you have to me all the time to tell me how you was about to quit and whatever I said made you not quit. So this now shows me that I'm changing. And it is intentional the way you think, because we still, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, we are in the top 100 professions that still, even in changing times, can be successful, can be millionaires. People are leaving their industries, coming into our industries, but we gotta provide a way for them to be able to come. If this is you, they got to be able to work in your salon. And if they want to grow, they got to be able to grow. So if you don't change what you do, they're going to go here. They're going to go here because you need to change what you do. They like, okay, I can only go so far here because they have this just want to pay the bills and just want to, that's it mindset. I can't grow from that. So then they have to leave you. And you wonder, you get mad because everybody running to the suites and I hate suites. Don't hate them. Learn from them. Learn from them. If you're not satisfied being here, learn what you need to do to evolve. That's what you got to do. Okay? But this is what I needed everyone to get today. This is Entrepreneur Week. Everything I'm talking about this week is going to be dealing with entrepreneurship and how to understand it, how to set up the things you need to set up in order to shift, how to change your mindset. This is me all day. All day. I tell people, I don't care what you do, because what you do is nothing more than just the reaction from what you think. You know, the Bible even talks about what is it? I can't quote the scripture. Whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he. It starts here, guys. You don't even start doing anything until it first comes in your mind. It's in your mind first. So this is me. But if this is you, whatever it is, and you don't know how to set up your business according to what that model looks like, text me. Text me and say, I need help. Help me set up my business. Help me do whatever I need to do. Help me to know how to shift. Help me, whatever it is. Just say, help me. And I'll call you and we'll figure out where you need help. I also have coaching groups, guys. I have Aspire, which is ambitious salon professionals investing in real entrepreneurship. I have Stretch, which is my people that already have salons, and I'm like the lawyer. I'm like the person that takes each individual situation and we make it better. And I am already doing this with them. Then I'm starting a new group called Build. It won't start till next year. It's about, and I had to pray about this and decide if I wanted to take this on, but my time next year will allow me to do so, is that I am going to then help people that are still behind the chair. They don't know how to get clients. They don't know how to keep clients. They don't know how to evolve and what it is that they're even doing behind the chair. So this group will be called Build. You may not want to own a salon just yet, but you still want to grow. So that won't start till next year. If you're interested in that group, text me at this same number and say, look, I just tell me what I got to do. Okay? I will call you back or I will text you back and see when we can actually set up a consultation. With all of these groups, I want to make sure that we're fit for each other. There's a lot of people coaching out there. There's no one size fits all. We do have to connect and understand how each other responds to different things and my teaching style and your learning style and all these things. So I like to have a conversation with you first, maybe about an hour, to see if what I do is what you need and if you're going to do what I suggest you to do. Because a lot of times we want to change in our mind, but we have to realize that change only comes through action. You can't just think it. It can't, what did I put up here? I put intentions. Oh, that was on yesterday's thing. I think I put intentions. But it can't just be your intentions. You have to do it. I'll give you a real action plan. A realistic, a simple, because I realize some people have to take baby steps. That's cool. But again, I will end by saying this. Oh, one other thing I got. How did I forget? I got my Salon Owners Conference, guys. My Salon Owners Conference. Salon Owners Strategies, or Save Our Salons. SOS, guys. This is a SOS. I'm throwing it out there. Because if you all aren't careful here, this is going to take over. And I love suites. Don't get me wrong. But I think suites are for a certain professional at a certain cycle of life. That's what I believe. I don't believe you should come out of school going into suites. I don't even believe, honestly, you should be under about 10 years in the industry where you done figured out some things and you maybe have matured to the point where you can run your own business. That's when you talk about a suite. Because let me tell you, suites are struggling too. Because they're letting anybody in, not doing any criteria, which means now what's going to happen, you got 50% vacancy in suites, because the other 50% was people who they took right out of school. Their money ain't even stable, and you gave them a suite and they couldn't make it, so they left. They breaking contracts, and because I know several people that own them. Solas, Phoenixes, Salon Lofts. I know several people that have those, and that's what they're dealing with now. So they're even trying to come up with, since they got this solid working model, they need to come up with ways now to hire. But let me tell you what's unfortunate with them. Half of them know nothing about our industry. Nothing. They just had the money, the credit. They could buy these buildings and trick them out and do whatever they needed to do because the model was already there. But they don't know how to look for the right people to be in the suites. They don't know how to keep them. They don't know, because they don't know anything about the industry that they've invested in. So they're taking a little hit too now. Suites they're still coming now. They're not going. And that's right, Nathaniel. And they charging 2 legs and 2 arms. But that's because these are investors. Investors don't care nothing about the industry and what they can afford, what they can't afford. All they care about is, look, I need to make X amount of dollars back in a certain amount of time. I invested $750. So I'm going to charge you $1,300, $1,400, $2,000. Oh, when I went into a solar salon, when I shut my last salon down, and I went into it because I'm going to open a suite building. So I knew about them, had, studied them, knew people that owned them, but I wanted to get in it. And I was traveling so much, so I didn't need the salon thing anymore. I had done that for 21 years. I went into a suite so that I could see the workings of it from the inside. And so I became really good friends with this guy at the suite I was in, and he owned several solars, and cool, wonderful guy. And I would bring to his attention things that they didn't think about. I would say, see, this is what solar didn't think about. And it was all kind of stuff. He was like, you're right. So they have these little meetings, and he said he'd bring it up at the meeting, and we would just, hash it out. And it would be a really excellent conversation. But he has even experienced that even with this perfect working model, people that can't afford to stay or were not fit for it in the first place. So my point is, if you don't figure out how to do this, from the hiring to the structure to whatever it is that you're trying to shift to next, you're going to lose people. And you're going to lose them for reasons that are things that can be fixed. Okay? So this is what I want to help you do, guys. My Salon Owners Conference, as I was talking about, we have people, I have 9 people other than me, 9 educators, 9 people that have figured it out. They started at the bottom like you did. They literally started behind the chair, and they have turned, they're dealing with whether it's the financial side, whether it's their product manufacturers, but all of them started in the same place, and now they have figured it out. And so I have 10 if you count me, that are literally going to be at this conference that you can pick their brains, that you can learn. This ain't about hair. It ain't, we can do hair. We got that. So don't come here looking for hairstyles and color and cut. That is not what this is. This is a conference to help you level up, as they say. That's what this is. I'm going to call it the Level Up Conference. This is a conference to help you get your business in order, to get your business right, to get your money right, to get out of tax issues, to figure out how you need to do retail, why you need to do retail, to figure out whether booth rental is better, commission is better, whatever. This is that conference. I made it affordable. All you have to do is take care of getting there. It's at the airport. Get on the shuttle. Go to the hotel. That's all you got. That's right, Nathaniel. It's going to be the Level Up Conference. I think that's what I'm going to start calling it. The Level Up Conference. You got to step it up. If all you think you're going to survive is off your talent, I want you to read my favorite author's book, John Maxwell. Talent is never enough. It's never enough. You're not going to survive just off your talent. At some point, you're going to have to learn some things about business. You're going to have to read some stuff that doesn't have pictures in it. You're going to have to learn about how to keep your money, not how to make it. We know how to make it because we grinders. We hustlers. You're going to have to learn how to keep it. Keeping it is the trick, not making it. So all these six-figure millionaire mindset classes, what I want y'all to do, teach them how to make it. But make sure you teach them how to keep it. That is the thing. And the only way to teach you how to keep it is to change the way you think. I got to make you, instead of putting $500 on a purse, I need to have you where sometimes you take that $500 and you invest in something that's going to bring you a return. Okay, I ain't got no problem with you buying no bags now, but you can't spend all your money on depreciable goods. You have to change your value system, change the way you think. You don't have, this is a word I want you to practice. The word is called enough. At what point is it enough? If you don't have that word in your vocabulary, you're going to stay behind the 8 ball, because at some point you have to have enough bags, enough shoes, enough clothes. You got to have enough, or you're going to keep spending your money in areas that are not building your business, and you're going to keep staying here, and you'll never evolve to any of these. Okay, I'm fussing now. I'm going to stop fussing. But this is Knowledge by Nikki, guys, with 1K. This whole week is about entrepreneurship and how to get it together. If you are interested in information about the conference, you can actually go on my website, which is Knowledge. Y'all still put 2 Ks in my name. I don't care how many times y'all listen to me. Knowledge by Nikki. You see that? 1K.com. I also have the flyer on there. I'll be putting some more information on there, but this is a line you can talk right to me. Okay, I want you to please text it, because if you call it, I can't always answer right then, but I guarantee I'll text you back, say when is a good time to call. We'll hash it out, talk about whatever we need to talk about. I could send you info on the conference, whatever we need to do. You want to be part of the coaching, The culture will change your life, y'all, because now you got me, and I'm present. I'm still, and I got to work on that, y'all, but I'm still a hands-on girl, so I'm stretched out a lot because I like looking at people. I like actually talking to them, and even though I have assistants, and I still want to hear from you. I want to hear your voice. I want to see what you look like when I actually come out. As of next year, I'll be traveling. I'll be popping up on a lot of the people that are in my coaching group. You will not know when I'm coming. You will have no idea when I'm coming. I'm just going to be popping up. I freed up my schedule now where I can do that. So text me about anything you need to know. This is Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. I'll see you tomorrow. Knowledge by Nikki at 9. That is 9 Central. Okay, so for those of you all on the East Coast, that's 10 o'clock your time. West Coast, that is 7. So y'all got to get up. Get up and watch me, okay? But I'll see you tomorrow.